According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries. The insurance firm, American Transit, was then billed in exchange for kickbacks and other compensation, which were disguised as dividends or other cash distributions.
And they're talking about threatening him with insurance fraud. I would say you could get about 20 years in prison, so that's a death sentence for him.
Emanuel denied the allegations via a statement through his lawyer, telling Daily Mail that his client, quote, denies each and every allegation and that the lawsuit is a blanket, scattershot, meritless lawsuit by a near-bankrupt insurance company.
How would you react if the person you most trusted betrayed you out of the blue? Sunny Hostin may be faced with alarming accusations that her spouse exposed her to the FBI in a staggering $500 million fraud case. Her career, marriage, and potentially her independence might all be destroyed by this kind of betrayal. But is this the complete story? Or is there a darker side?
Emanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers.
Sunny Hostin and her husband, Dr. Emanuel Hostin, once seemed like the ultimate power couple. He, a respected orthopedic physician, she a sharp legal analyst and co-host on The View. But behind the public image, trouble was brewing, and recent court documents reveal a shocking twist. Emanuel is reportedly at the center of a massive fraud investigation, accused of running a complex insurance scheme, performing unnecessary procedures, and overbilling insurers for millions. Rumors suggest he may have struck a secret deal with federal investigators, potentially keeping Sunny in the dark, while insiders claim he could be quietly cooperating in ways that might implicate his wife. The most startling part is that this arrangement could force Sunny to surrender assets valued at up to $500 million, putting the couple's fortune and reputation at serious risk. Some reports suggest Emanuel realized his only chance to avoid a lengthy prison term was to turn on those closest to him, even the woman he once called his rock.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. We know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
The dollar question, or the $500 million question in this case, is this. Despite the storm getting worse, Sunny isn't giving up. She has openly defended her husband, called the accusations baseless, and even threatened to sue those who are spreading false information. But is this a desperate attempt to control the story or a real fight for justice?
15 women have accused him of sexual assault. We've heard about the Stormy Daniels story, that he allegedly paid $130,000.
Were you pissed that she canceled on your show?
I was. Only because, we're a very supportive environment for women. I think any guest will tell you.
Some legal experts suggest that Sunny's aggressive public response could be a strategic distraction, drawing attention away from the bigger question: did she know about Emanuel's alleged activities all along? Insiders also report that the couple's marriage has been struggling for months, with Emanuel feeling isolated.
We're seeing a lot in this country. And what people really do need to understand is what the Democrats are fighting for really is health care under the Affordable Care Act for the majority of Americans. And get this, ACA tax credits are a lifeline for red states, not necessarily blue states. Red states would suffer most if the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies expire. In fact, if Republicans agree to extend the subsidies, it could actually improve their prospects in the 2026 midterms, because premiums for red state recipients will go up $618. So it's actually counter to what their constituents need and want. So
As he believes Sunny is more focused on maintaining her public image than supporting him. Some even say she may have emotionally checked out of the relationship entirely, which would make his decision to cooperate with federal authorities even more consequential. The scandal now threatens not just her personal life, but her career, with rumors swirling that her time on The View could be in jeopardy and ABC executives anxiously monitoring the fallout from the negative publicity.
Also, another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
That's interesting. Pay off the
Think about this. Given her damaged reputation and growing legal troubles, is Sunny becoming a liability for the show? Some rumors claim that ABC is privately considering whether to begin severing their relationship with her before things become even more problematic. Two well-known people have apparently filed lawsuits against Sunny as if things couldn't get much messier.
Republican side, who need to analyze why they would nominate a convicted felon who ran on lies, threats of retribution, and
First, Democratic Senator John Fedman is supposedly suing Sunny for slander after a heated exchange on The View. Although the details of the case are yet unknown, insiders claim that Fedman is suing the whole production team for failing to regulate the scenario because her comments went too far.
And you need to defend yourself all the time. As you may heard, I file a few lawsuits, and I'm in the court now because they accuse me of doing stuff that I never did in my life, and they wrote lies, and I will not allow that. I will fight till the end because I don't want that they damage my reputation.
Sunny's speculative comments about her personal life on television infuriate her, and the Trump family doesn't hold back when they sue. This case might cost Sunny millions of dollars in damages on top of...
So there are a lot of problems with it, but the notion that we are in a violent country, this country was built on violence. We're a very violent country, and it's just undeniable that that's the case. And so I'm not, unfortunately, surprised that people are celebrating the use of violence. I'm not surprised that this young man thought that change could be accomplished through violence. 1 in 4 Americans say violence against government sometimes is justified. And today, in 2024, 1 in 10 Americans say violence is justified right now against corporations and government.
That's very scary.
Those are just.
And even though I don't think he might change something, he might have laid out a plan for a copycat. That's what I think.
Everything she already has to cope with. Is Sunny able to withstand this storm? Legal issues are escalating. Her marriage is in danger of collapsing, and ABC might be reassessing her position.
The View co-host Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud. According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page 6, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York.
Some observers think Sunny will fight fiercely to protect her role, possibly even pursuing counter lawsuits to defend her reputation, while others argue that the damage may already be done.
Page 6 has exclusively learned that Sunny Hostin and her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, are preparing for a legal battle to fight accusations that he committed federal insurance fraud. The View co-host and the orthopedic surgeon have hired lawyers Mark Garagos and Daniel Thwaites after Emmanuel was named in one of the largest federal RICO cases ever filed in New York. Garagos threatened legal action to the tune of $5 million against the American Transit Insurance Company, which named Emmanuel and his medical practice in its lawsuit. In a letter seen by Page 6, Garagos blasted the lawsuit as, quote, completely baseless and without any factual support, and threatened to countersue for millions if the plaintiffs don't withdraw what he called false and defamatory allegations. The letter further accuses the insurance organization and its attorneys of waging, quote, a public media smear campaign in the press to harass and defame Dr. Hostin, his wife, and their children by attempting to weaponize his wife's celebrity. Emmanuel is one of 200 individuals named in the lawsuit filed on December 17, 2024, and obtained by Page 6. The suit alleges that the doctor, quote, knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries. Additionally, he's accused of billing American Transit, quote, in exchange for kickbacks and or other compensation, which were disguised as dividends or other cash distributions, according to the suit. Garagos claims in his letter that, quote, a damning 83-page report filed by New York State's Department of Financial Services laid out dozens of potential financial improprieties and accounting problems at American Transit. He also points to a lawsuit filed by Uber Technologies in 2024 alleging American Transit has a pattern and practice of failing to adhere to reasonable claims handling practices and failing to reasonably resolve claims and lawsuits on its insurer's behalf. Garagos' letter served as a formal notice that Dr. Hostin, Mrs. Hostin, and their children intend to seek $5 million for the damages they have suffered and continue to suffer.
Making it extremely difficult to regain public trust, especially in the media spotlight. The big questions remain. Is there more to this story than Sunny is revealing, or is she simply the victim of a shocking betrayal?
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, you know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, you know, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
Can she recover and rebuild her career? Or could this mark the start of a decline? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because this story is far from over.